microphone. The negotiations between the Board of Education and the teachers, PSRPs, and frankly members of the community and parents have been characterized by the board trying to dictate every term, have been characterized by a list of demands that we understand will be the death of public education as we know it. It will involve gutting our contract. It would involve a 7-hour and 40-minute long teacher day with no provisions for art or music or the things that make school enriching or pleasurable. It would involve casting aside experience, casting aside those resources that we invested in the schools, and handing them over to private operators. We have met that attack with wide-scale vocal opposition. We have met that attack arm in arm with our partners in the community. We've occupied schools, we have marched, we have spoken out, we've filled auditoriums, we've filled streets, and yes, we have voted to authorize a strike. It is not the work of the people at the negotiating table, which has produced gains. It is the work of everybody here who's been in the streets, who's spoken up, who's made their voices loud so that we cannot be ignored. That, and that alone, is what's caused the political powers that be and the board to climb out of their bulldozer, because that's the way they've approached these negotiations, with a bulldozer. And they can no longer bulldoze us, and so now they want to talk to us. That's all right. We'll talk, because we want a fair settlement to the problems that face our schools. But we should be under no illusions. We should be under no illusions that the tiger has changed his stripes.
All right.
That the powers that be truly care about public education and the people it serves. We do that. That's our job. And we're going to keep fighting for what's right. What we have now done is secured two things which are critical to us. A promise that the board will do some hiring for art, for music, for physical education. It's not enough. We want some counselors too. We want to know why one counselor to 1,100 students, 1960, we want to know why that's okay. We want to know why they're closing our schools in our neighborhoods. We want to know why they're trying to staff our schools with volunteers, college students, and why they can't hire PSRPs and people who do that for a living who are from that community. We're not giving up that fight for any of those things. But we recognize that this is a step in the right direction. And we recognize that for the first time, the board has recognized that it will hire for those positions from the ranks of our displaced members. Who lost their jobs due to no fault of their own. And this is the board that has spent literally millions of dollars fighting that exact proposition. This is a board that has said no, it's against their principles, it'll hurt children to hire good educators. Never had a bad job evaluation in life. 25 years of service in a West Side school or a South Side school. Closed down before the altar of profit. And now they're the ones to blame. So they have to rehire those folks. It's a step in the right direction. But we're not done with this fight. Ultimately, we got a contract to settle, and even then we're not done with this fight. We're not done with this fight until we get educational justice in the city of Chicago, in this country, and for everyone who depends on public schools. Thank you, Sister Brothers.